Lily had always been her teddy bear's biggest fan. Oliver wasn't shiny or new. He was soft from years of hugs, with one ear flopped over and a tiny patch on his tummy where her grandmother had sewn him back together. To any other child, he might have seemed ordinary.
You're my best friend in the whole world, Oliver.
To Lily, he was magic.
I tell you everything, don't I? All my secrets.
But one night, as Lily curled into bed and the world grew quiet, she saw it.
Did you just sparkle?
Before she could think twice, a warm golden light wrapped around them, and the room spun like a top. The walls stretched, the bed vanished, and a swirling tunnel of colors surrounded them. Lily clutched Oliver tightly, her heart racing.
What's happening?
When everything settled, Lily gasped. She wasn't in her bedroom anymore. She was standing in a cobblestone street, and people were dressed in old-fashioned clothes. Horses and carriages clattered past, and newspaper boys shouted headlines. The air smelled of fresh bread and coal smoke.
What happened? Where are we?
She gazed at the streets and the vendors in amazement, then asked again,
Where are we?
We're in the past, Lily.
You can talk?
Of course I can. And I can time travel too, but only with you.
A newspaper boy ran past shouting about the newest article about the Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers? We're in 1903.
We sure are. But this isn't just sightseeing, Lily. There's someone who needs our help.
He didn't give her much time to process before motioning toward a wooden workshop tucked beside a lamppost, where a girl about their age sat on the steps, head buried in her hands, crying softly. Her tear-streaked face was framed by two messy braids, and her dress was slightly too big for her, as if she'd borrowed it from someone older. Lily hurried over, her curiosity and concern overpowering her shock.
Are you okay?
No, my papa.
Her voice quivered.
My papa lost the letter. For the Wright brothers. It's really important, and now they'll never get it.
Lily's heart ached as she knelt beside the girl.
Don't worry, we'll help you find it. Right, Oliver?
Nothing gets past us.
The girl introduced herself as Emma and quickly explained that her father had been on his way to the workshop across town when the letter went missing.
We've looked everywhere.
Emma sighed.
But he thinks he dropped it at the market.
Then, we'll search even harder.
Their adventure began immediately. The market was alive with bustling shoppers and vendors shouting their wares. They even peeked inside a bakery, where Oliver got covered in flour and sneezed so hard that a tray of pastries toppled over.
Sorry, excuse us.
The search stretched into alleyways and quiet courtyards. They asked shopkeepers if they'd seen anything unusual. They climbed onto crates to peek into barrels, and they retraced every step Emma's father had taken through the crooked streets of town. But as the sun began to set, their hope started to dwindle. That's when Lily stopped, her gaze snapping to a fence about 10 yards ahead. Something fluttered there, barely visible but unmistakable.
The letter?
She ran up to the iron bars, where the envelope was stuck between two horizontal rods, crumpled but readable. Carefully, she slid it out and held it aloft.
We found it!
Emma cried tears of joy as she clutched the letter in her hands. Her father, back at their workshop, couldn't stop thanking them. "You saved the day," he said with deep gratitude, clutching his hat tightly in one hand. With the letter found just in time, he raced to deliver it at last. Emma smiled shyly as she turned to Lily.
I want you to have this.
She said, handing Lily a tiny wooden plane, a perfect miniature carving, its wheels buffed until they shone.
So you never forget today.
Lily glanced at Oliver, whose button eyes sparkled with warm pride.
I'll keep it forever.
Before Lily could say more, Oliver's eyes twinkled again. Time shimmered around them, golden light swallowing the cobblestone streets and horse-drawn carriages. Lily felt the world spin faster than ever, until suddenly her feet touched the carpet of her bedroom. She blinked, looking around to see everything exactly as it had been. Except for the tiny wooden plane, still clutched in her hand.
That was amazing.
Get some rest, Lily. There are many more adventures to come.
She smiled to herself as she cuddled deeper into bed, the wooden plane sitting nearby on her nightstand. As sleep carried her away, her dreams were filled with swirling tunnels of light and glimpses of new worlds. Lily couldn't wait to see where Oliver would take her next. The next morning, she woke up wondering if it had all been a dream. It wasn't a dream. There it was, proof.
Good morning, Lily. Did you sleep well?
Oliver, it was real. We really went to 1903.
Of course it was real. And I was thinking, for our next adventure, how about we go somewhere a little older? Much, much older. Think, dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? Wow,